In this video, we are going to learn the steps to solve Hess's law problems and go through some examples. Hess's law states that the total enthalpy change for a chemical reaction is the same, regardless of the path or the number of steps it takes to get from the reactants to the product side. Hess's law is a powerful tool that allows us to calculate the enthalpy change for reactions that are difficult, dangerous, or even impossible to measure directly in a lab. We can use the known enthalpy changes of other simpler reactions to piece the puzzle together. To solve these problems, we'll follow a checklist. Think of it like a game plan for every problem. First, we will identify the final equation. This is the equation you are trying to find the new enthalpy value for. Next, we will find the unique compounds. Look for a compound in your final equation that appears in only one of the given equations. This gives you a starting point. Using that unique compound, we will manipulate the equation. Does the unique compound match the final equation? If not, you can reverse the given equation, which changes the sign of delta H, or you can multiply or divide the given equation by a coefficient to change all other coefficients in the equation. You'll perform the same operation to the delta H value. Cross off the equation you just used and repeat the process for the other compounds in your final equation. Once all your equations are manipulated, we can cancel and combine all the equations together. If you see a compound that appears on both sides, reactants and products, and they have the same coefficients, you can cancel or cross out those compounds. If you see compounds that appear on both sides, reactants and products, but they have unequal amounts for the coefficients, you can subtract the coefficients and cancel out the compound that had the smaller amount. If a compound appears on the same side, add their coefficients together. All compounds that are left over should match our final equation exactly. The last step will be to add all the enthalpy values together to find our new enthalpy of reaction. Let's go through some problems. For this problem, we'll start by writing the final equation at the bottom of our workspace, so we can add the other equations together to match it. To start, look at the compounds and elements we have in our final equation and try to find one that you can only find once in the given equations. NO is in our final equation and is only found once in the first equation given. This equation will be controlled by what this NO looks like. Is NO on the correct side and in the correct amount to match the final equation? In the final equation, NO is on the reactant side and there are two of them. In the given equation, it is on the product side and there are also two of them. We have the correct amount, but it's not in the correct place. We can reverse the equation and change the sign of delta H. The new equation will be 2NO gas forms N2 gas plus O2 gas. And the new enthalpy value will be negative 180.5 because if we flip an equation, we have to change the sign. Cross it off from the equations given and look for the next compound. The next one I can find is NO2 gas. NO2 gas can only be found in the second equation given. In our final equation, NO2 gas is on the product side and we have two of them. In the given equation, it is also on the product side and we also have two of them. NO2 gas matches, so we will rewrite that equation without any changes and rewrite the enthalpy value. N2 gas plus 2O2 gas creates 2NO2 gas, and the enthalpy value is 66.4 kilojoules. We can now combine equations together to make sure what we have remaining matches the final equation. N2 gas is on opposite sides and they have the same coefficient, so they cancel out. We have 2O2 on the reactant side and 1O2 on the product side. So we subtract them, leaving 1O2 on the reactant side. We are left with 2NO and 1O2 on the reactant side and 2NO2 on the product side. This matches our final equation, so we can now add all enthalpy values together to get a final value of negative 114.1 kilojoules. Let's begin by putting the final equation at the bottom of where we are working. This gives us a clear target to build towards. To start, look at the compounds and elements we have in our final equation and try to find one that you can only find once in the given equations. B solid is in our final equation and is only found once in the first equation given. Is boron on the correct side and in the correct amount? In the final equation, boron is on the reactant side and there are two of them. In the given equation, it is also on the reactant side and there are two of them. They match, so we will rewrite that equation without any changes. Cross it off and look for the next compound. The next one is H2, which is only in the third equation. In our final equation, we need 3 on the reactant side. In the given equation, we have 1 on the reactant side. To change it to 3, we can multiply the equation by 3. The new equation will be 3H2 plus 3 halves O2 forms 3H2O liquid with a new enthalpy value of negative 858 kilojoules. We'll cross that equation off too. Next is B2H6, only found in the second equation. In the final equation, we have 1 on the product side. In the given equation, we have 1 on the reactant side. We have the correct amount, but it's not in the correct place. We can reverse the equation and change the sign of delta H. The new equation will be B2O3 plus 3H2O forms B2H6 plus 3O2, and the new enthalpy value will be 2035 kilojoules. Now let's look at what we have. There are intermediate compounds that don't cancel, like 3H2O gas on the reactant side and 3H2O liquid on the product side. This is where the fourth equation comes in. To make them cancel, we need the same state on opposite sides. The same states are on opposite sides in the fourth equation, but we only have one of each. We need to multiply it by 3. The new equation is 3H2O liquid forms 3H2O gas with an enthalpy of 3 times 44, which is 132 kilojoules. We can now combine all equations. The B2O3 are on opposite sides, so they cancel. 3H2O gas are on opposite sides, so they cancel. 3H2O liquid are on opposite sides, so they cancel. We add the coefficients for the two O2s on the reactant side to get 3O2, which cancels with the 3O2 on the product side. We are left with the compounds needed for the final equation, so we can add all enthalpy values together to get a new enthalpy value of 36 kilojoules. Let's begin by putting the final equation at the bottom of where we are working. To start, let's find a compound from our final equation that is only found once in a given equation. I see that aluminum solid is only found once in the first equation. Is it on the correct side and in the correct amount? In our final equation, we have 2 on the reactant side. In the given equation, we also have 2 on the reactant side. Aluminum matches, so we rewrite the equation as is, with the same enthalpy value. Cross it off and move to the next equation. Let's find Cl2. It's only in the third equation. In our final equation, we need 3 on the reactant side. In the given equation, we only have 1 on the reactant side. To change it to 3, we must multiply the whole equation by 3. The new equation is 3H2 plus 3Cl2 forms 6HCl, and the new enthalpy value will be 3 times negative 185, which is negative 555 kilojoules. Cross it off the equations that we can use, and let's move to the next compound. The last piece is AlCl3, found only in the fourth equation. In the final equation, we need 2 on the product side. In the given equation, we have 1 on the reactant side. This means we need to both reverse the equation and multiply it by 2. The new equation will be 2AlCl3 aqueous forms 2AlCl3 solid, and the new enthalpy will be 2 times 323, giving us 646 kilojoules. We have a lot of intermediates that need to cancel. Let's look at HCl. We have 6 HCl gas on the product side and 6 HCl aqueous on the reactant side. The second equation connects them. To make them cancel, we can multiply the second equation by 6. This gives us 6 HCl gas forms 6 HCl aqueous, and the enthalpy becomes negative 448.8 kilojoules. Now we can combine everything. The 6 HCl aqueous are on opposite sides, so they cancel. The 3H2 are on opposite sides, so they cancel. 2 AlCl3 aqueous are on opposite sides, so they cancel. And the 6 HCl gas are on opposite sides, so they cancel. We are left with the compounds needed for the final equation. We can add all enthalpy values to get a new enthalpy of reaction equal to negative 1406.8 kilojoules.